I was at the SEMA Show all week, and today when I left the SEMA Show, I was going to go to a tattoo parlor and get a neck tattoo. But then I remembered, I don't have a neck. This is Take the Pizza. I'm your host, Mike Stigs. A guy in Australia lost 117 pounds eating potatoes for a whole year. Only potatoes. Is there Australian food? I've heard of, American food, Italian food, Mexican food, Chinese food, good food, bad food. But I never heard of anyone saying, hey, I had this great Australian food the other day. Are you kidding me? The other day I went to a good Australian restaurant right down the street. You gotta have the fried koala bear eggs. They're to die for. Yeah, so I've been at SEMA 15 or 20 times, and it's once a year. So I don't know. I've been there about 15 to 20 years. And it's harder and harder to get into this. I think next year you have to submit like a blood test, a DNA sample. They got to, know your family tree. It's easier to get in the mafia than it is to get into SEMA. Because a lot of people ask me, I post a couple pictures up on Instagram or whatever, and they're like, hey, I want to go to SEMA. How do I get in? They should just have a car show. It ends today, Friday. They should have a big car show on Saturday. You don't need all the booths and everything and all the products on display. 90% of the people just want to see the cars. They should just have a big car show at the end of the next day. They do. They have the SEMA Ignited at night and all that, but the cars are driving around, and people don't have high-speed film that they got to go to CVS and develop the next day. They don't have the high-speed film. You need the 400 speed film to so you can get moving cars. That's the best thing about these new cameras. You don't even have to worry about any of that bullshit. You got 200 speed, 400 speed, and hyper speed. Then you have to go develop them. There's no more developing. You just plug the thing into your computer, boom, it's uploaded. Bada bing, bada boom, forget about it. But anyway, so that's the SEMA Show. A lot of people don't even know what the SEMA Show is, but if you're in Vegas, it's one of the biggest conventions. But speaking of cars, anyway, Tesla is coming out with their pickup truck, and it's called the Tesla Cybertruck. And they're going to debut it on November 21st. It'll be under $50,000, and it'll be able to tow 300,000 pounds. 300,000 pounds. I think a Ford F-150 tows like 10 to 15,000 pounds, but this thing's going to tow 300,000 pounds. So if you need to move a planet, all you got to do is put one of these Cybertrucks on the back of a SpaceX rocket and floor it. I only did one Take the Pizza episode last month because, let's see. I had a bunch of comedy shows and hockey season started, and that's my number one sport. So, I had to figure out the hockey. Then I finally started doing comedy again. I think I took 3 years off or 4 years off, and I started doing comedy. And last night I was at the Rampart Hotel Resort. A week before I did a trunk or treat car show, comedy show, and half the people in the audience were under the age of 8. So you had to work crystal clean because there's a bunch of kids in the audience. That they probably don't understand half my jokes, but that's all right. I'm crystal clean. Speaking of cleaning, I was reading a thing at Buffalo Wild Wings. I forgot what city it's in. I should write this stuff down like a normal person who has a show. Because, they just, read right off the paper. Like, yeah, so this person in Tennessee and that person over in Detroit. But anyway, in Buffalo Wild Wings somewhere in the United States, they were cleaning the floor with some chemicals, and 10 people went to the hospital, 1 person died. You know, you got to watch what you mix when you have these cleaning products. You know, because if you put like soap and water, it's going to bubble. It's going to make lots of bubbles. You know, something happens when you mix chemicals. If you don't understand, talk to Walter White. He's a chemist. I think he's a chemistry teacher. But he'll tell you. So hopefully you're following along with this. I've been putting my free picks up on stigstv.blogspot.com. And I've been putting free picks for hockey, football, college football, baseball. Well, baseball's over right now, but if anybody's following along and playing, you're making some money. But today we're going to bang the Bruins. We're going to bang the Bruins. The Boston Bruins. And also I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers today. Game starts in a few minutes, so by the time I post this, maybe the first period will be half over. So if you went to stigstv.blogspot.com, you would have got those picks already because I posted them in the morning. And here we are at 3:55. But you know, by the time I upload all this stuff, it ain't gonna be 3:56 or 3:57. Bang! Let's take the pizza. I think I'll be back again soon. A lot sooner than last time. Oh yeah, a bunch of people like, what happened with the stocks? You said the stock market was going to crash. So I put the last video out talking about the stock market was going to crash, and it went up since then. And the reason it went up is because I made the video saying the stock market was going to crash, so then everybody jumped in to save the stock market. So you're all welcome. It's a bunch of bullshit right there, but it's okay. Mike Stigs. Take the pizza. Stock market going up. What goes up must come down. I don't think anybody made it this far through this show anyway.